Welcome back to Bavarian RC. In today's video, I'll review the Boo slope glider from Robbe Modellsport in flight. The Boo is a micro-sized slope glider with a wingspan of 800 mm and a weight of around 180 grams. Despite its light weight and small size, the Boo can handle conditions from light to strong winds. If you haven't seen my time-lapse build video, then check out the link in the upper right corner or in the video description below. In the first part of the video, I'll show you the Boo in action. In the second part, I'll give you my conclusions and I will share all of my settings and tips. Now let's head over to my favorite slope and fly the Boo. the wind was getting more and more intense. So I decided to land at the bottom of the slope to avoid the crazy turbulences and the many rocks on top of the slope. It was quite tricky keeping the boo in sight while carefully walking down the steep slope. I made the landing approach a bit too wide, and after fighting the turbulences, the boo just kind of dropped onto a field. I'm not very proud of this landing, but sometimes beauty doesn't count. Well, seems to be still in one piece. Just some little damage to the covering film. But that's easy to repair. The boo is really a fun flyer, and despite its small size, it flies very stable even in such strong winds as I had today with around 30 to 35 km per hour. Now let's take a closer look at all the features of the boo. With its small size, you can easily transport the boo with the wing and the stabilizers mounted. So you just need to insert and hook up the battery and the boo is ready for action. The boo is very agile and you could also fly it on smaller slopes. The instructions recommend 3 different settings of the ailerons: for normal, speed or thermic mode. In the normal setting, the ailerons are in a neutral position. This is perfect for most of the slope flying. In the speed mode, both ailerons go up by just about half a millimeter and the differentiation of the ailerons is removed. This is enough to change the flight characteristics of the boo. It picks up speed much quicker and penetrates the wind a lot better. This is quite important if you're flying in strong wind conditions. In the thermic mode, both ailerons go down by about 1.5 millimeters. This slows down the boo and increases the lift. I recommend using this setting when flying in low wind conditions or when circling in a thermal. For aileron rolls, I recommend switching to speed mode in order to get nice rolls with a high roll rate. Due to the aileron differentiation in the normal mode, these rolls sometimes look like you're folding the boo over to the side. For the landing, you need to make a precise approach, as you don't have any spoilers. Due to its low weight, the boo is sometimes having a hard time fighting those turbulences during landing. So try to keep enough speed to avoid a rocky ride. Both of my landings that day were not very nice, but believe me, I have done really nice ones before. The flight time on a 320 mAh 2S battery is around 45 to 50 minutes or more, depending on how much servo movement was required during the flight and if you have, like me, a GPS logger installed. This is a 35-minute flight recorded with my GPS logger from SM Modellbau. The average speed of the boo is typically around 35 to 40 km per hour and the maximum speed around 100 km per hour. The instructions recommend a CG position at 39 mm behind the leading edge. This setting worked really well for me. I also followed the proposed settings for the different flight modes. In the normal mode, the neutral position of the ailerons should be in line with the underside of the wing. The ailerons should travel 6 mm up and 4 mm down. This differentiation makes turns very smooth. For the elevator function of the V-tail, I set a throw of 4 mm up and 4 mm down. For the rudder function, both control surfaces have a throw of 4 mm to each side. I'm using 30% of expo for the aileron and 25% for the elevator function. For the rudder function, I don't use any expo. Now let's move to the settings for the speed mode. Both ailerons move their neutral position slightly up, only about half a millimeter. The aileron throws are now symmetrical, with 6 mm up and 6 mm down. As said before, this setting makes the bow a lot quicker and allows much cleaner aileron rolls. All the other settings remain like for the normal mode. In the thermic mode, both ailerons move down by about 1.5 mm. As this creates an upwards momentum, you need to add a down elevator mix. The expo for the elevator is increased from 25 to 30%. The rest remains like for the normal mode. My all-up weight, including the GPS logger, is at 191 grams. This results in a wing loading of around 24 grams per square decimeter. Flying the bow is really a blast. I was totally surprised about how well the bow was flying, even in strong wind conditions. All the recommended settings worked very well for me, and there was no need for any changes. With its pocket size, the bow is always ready for a short stopover at your favorite slope. Just insert the battery and the fun begins. The bow is not for beginners. You should have already some 3-axis experience before flying the bow. If you're interested in the bow, then head over to the website of Robbe Modellsport. I'll put the link in the description below. If you're not into building but still want to fly the bow, then I have good news for you. Robbe is introducing the bow in an ARF version. In this version, all the main components are pre-built and you just need to do the final assembly. The ARF version will go on sale around mid-May 25. I hope you liked my video. If yes, please consider subscribing and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching Bavarian RC.